Bit of a look at the AOR 8600 on the Kandos net. Actually, Colin just moved frequency a little bit. We had him pretty right before. Might just sort of knock that down a bit because I think everyone's followed him a little bit. Function 2, so we can just change our down to 0.1. Actually, I might go to 0.5 and hit enter would help.
Brian and Pat up there, I've heard him quite loud. And the drought is
there you go. Not much in it actually.
We've probably had 2 or 3 millimetres this afternoon.
100 hertz.
Stopped at the moment, but
I'll have to double check because the fact that Mal's there too. This thing still might be drifting just a tad, ever so slightly. Well, I've just turned it on, so who knows? It may come back to where it was. But this is the 7093 Kandos net. It runs every day at 4 p.m. during the winter season and 4:30 during the summer season. And as you can see, just on this little scanner here, with the meter above, the RSSI meter, the Kandos group of guys are pretty active.
Yeah, very good, Ron. Yeah, just sent him for Pete today. He's otherwise out of the house. All good.
Yeah, it's a bit of your listening sort of pleasure, isn't it, depending where you put that. He's probably a little bit high there, and he's a little bit low there. So we could probably split that by doing this. Oh, we can't. No, 0.05 is the most you can do. It was a good thought. Now, to give you an idea, I mean, this is just a little, $400 or $500 scanner. Second-hand value, I'm talking about. I knew they were 1,000 plus, but it just shows you don't have to have a lot to hear this Kandos net.
Every time Andy goes down your way, he comes home a new toy. Notice he's got an ICOM 7610. Very nice.
He's talking about Andy that was just down here, VK2 VOO, bought a IC 7610 off us, so there you go. Bit of advertising. But definitely a good net to get involved in. It's on 7093, I was saying before, lower sideband. If that frequency is busy for any reason, you'll find them, a couple of kcs up, generally, or a couple of kcs down, depending on what the band's doing with other people. But I'm receiving these guys on this scanner as well as I would on this fellow over here. I was talking to them just earlier on this one. This is the IC 7850 ICOM, and which is a few bucks there, and this is no bucks, and I can't tell the difference. They both receive beautifully. Admittedly, we're on a beam up at 85 feet on 40 metres, and I'm pointing up towards Colin at the moment, but that's Ron in Barmera, and quite seriously, I'm not pointing at him, I'm quite a way off him, and he's still as strong as strong. So it's just interesting to see. Conditions are fantastic at the moment. But this is just a little bit of an advert for the Kandos net. Really enjoy sort of just taking a bit of a 20-minute break on the afternoon, and so just moving around a bit here, and saying g'day to the guys. Most of the guys that are on here, sort of, you'll catch on other nets all around the place. But this is the one place everybody seems to end up in the afternoons, and if you've got the time, I sort of recommend it. Often, some days I can't make it, just there's too much on. But days like today has been a busy day, and I thought, well, we'll settle back with the Kandos net. And just to give you an idea, you've got Ron, VK5 MRE, that runs at certain days. He's over in Barmera. You've got Tom, VK2KF, who's in New South Wales, that runs it. Colin, VK4 PDX, up there in Queensland. And Peter, VK2 QF. But they'll both Pete and sorry, I'm going to get this right now. Pete and Tom will they'll actually give the call sign of VK2 ARK, so just to confuse people. And the one that I forgot, which is probably the strongest one to me every time, is VK4 ATF. Tom up there. ATF, I got that right? Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think I got that right. Hope so. Yeah, Tom's always booming in here. I don't know that Tom's on here today, but when he's on, you'll know. It's probably got the best signal out of everybody. But anyway, this is just the 73s round of the Kandos net, and this is just people saying goodbye to each other. But everyone's welcome. This is a great net if you've just got your F call, or if you're a full call that hasn't been on, or if you get on every day. It doesn't matter. Just get on there and introduce yourself and say g'day. All right, just letting this sort of run down a little bit, but I'm sure this is giving you an idea of the sort of signals that you can expect to hear on the Kandos net. Even if you're not running a beam up at 85 feet, just take a few S points off these signals for a wire, and you'll hear it. You'll hear it beautifully. So it's all good. And once again, the RSSI meter above there is probably a very non-preempt, accurate look at just exactly what those signals are. It's in checking it with the 7850 and a couple other radios we're running it against. Geez, I tell you what, it's not far off. It's hard to say which would be more accurate, but anyway, certainly quite good. All right, well, that gives you a bit of an idea. Just remember, 7093, as you can see on the display there, although mine says 7093.1, but don't worry about that. That's still a little calibration. I'm going to just probably pull some screws for that. I just still reckon it's just a tad out. Depends on how you listen to the signal. It just needs a little flick, I think. Anyway, all right, all the best, and good to be able to show you something that's very, very cheap. Listening to a whole lot of guys running there's a lot of money worth of equipment these guys are running, I can tell you. Loads and loads of it, very expensive stuff on the other ends of these voices. 73s, VK3 Charlie Mike, all the best.